In Washoe County, 2 major drug trafficking cases just ended the same way: long prison terms, and a message from prosecutors that they're targeting supply lines, not just street-level users. According to Washoe County District Attorney's Office, both defendants were sentenced to 25 years in prison, with parole eligibility after 10 years, after investigations that centered on large quantities of methamphetamine, heroin, and fentanyl tied to distribution in the community. Chris Hicks said the seizures in these cases amounted to well over 100,000 dangerous doses taken off the street, arguing that every intercepted dose is one less chance for someone to overdose, get hooked, or end up pulled into the violence and instability that follow major narcotics operations. The first case revolves around Pablo Deval Avalos, who pleaded guilty to trafficking a controlled substance involving 400 grams or more. Investigators say the case began in August 2023 as detectives focused on a drug trafficking organization selling meth, heroin, and fentanyl locally, and they learned the group had allegedly brought a runner from Mexico into the area to move narcotics. Authorities say undercover operations over the next year tied him directly to sales. The turning point came on September 30, 2024. Detectives set up a sting involving an $8,700 deal, then stopped the vehicle after he left his home to head to the meeting. A K-9 alert led to a search, and authorities say they found about 6 pounds of methamphetamine, 4 ounces of heroin, and 300 fentanyl pills inside the vehicle. Then, after executing a search warrant at the residence, investigators say they recovered roughly 50 additional pounds of methamphetamine, 330 grams of heroin, and fentanyl equivalent to thousands of pills, evidence prosecutors described as supply-level quantities rather than personal use. In court, Michael Vieta Cabell argued for a lengthy sentence, emphasizing not only the damage caused by the drugs themselves, but also the broader threat prosecutors associate with organized trafficking groups operating in the region. Egan Walker ultimately imposed the 25-year sentence. The second case involves Efrain Salazar Garola, who was convicted by a jury of trafficking a controlled substance. Authorities say he was arrested in September 2022 after a long-term investigation that identified him as a meth and heroin dealer. Detectives stopped an unregistered vehicle, and prosecutors say he tried to run but was caught after a short chase. When investigators searched the car, they found more than 2 pounds of methamphetamine in a backpack, described as more than 5,000 individual doses. At sentencing, prosecutors again pointed to alleged cartel ties and asked for a maximum-type outcome described in court as 10 years to life before Barry Breslow imposed the same result: 25 years in prison, with parole eligibility after 10 years. Taken together, the DA's office framed these cases as a snapshot of what drug enforcement looks like right now. Long investigations, undercover buys, traffic stops that turn into major seizures, and sentencing arguments that focus on the scale of the supply chain and the community impact of meth, heroin, and fentanyl flooding local streets.